Donald H. Marks, physician, scientist, and third-generation veteran. In 2021, I completed the course Build Your Own Theology. Participants had the opportunity to consider big questions and explore ideas about human nature, meaning, ultimate reality, ethics, God, and religious experience, while also examining their own personal journeys. The course culminated about 2 months later with the creation of a personal credo, a statement of beliefs which guides our individual actions. My personal credo follows. I believe in reason, ethics, social justice, in the not-all-knowing power of science and of facts over truth, that we were made in God's image, however we see God, as a creator, as a universal force of love, or in a more classic sense. To me, Psalm 18 means that we should see ourselves as part of nature in God and God in ourselves in the universality of life, and of God as a life force, that God reflects ourselves and we can see our reflection in God, that no one can fool God, but we can certainly fool ourselves and those we care about most, at least for some relative amount of time, that God, our universal spirit, knows our hearts and is revealed to us as required. That great peace can come from harmonizing our lives and our ethics with the rhythm and flow of the universal spirit, that in addition to the 4 classic forces in nature, strong, weak, gravity, electromagnetic, that love, forgiveness, pride, and the spirit of life are also very strong and very important forces. I believe that there are absolute moral rights and wrongs without which society will simply collapse. I object to and reject moral relativism and its consequent uncertainty, because they undermine my confidence in how I see morality, norms, and values. I am suspect of following dispassionate logic and adopting absolutist principles in my life, but as a moral citizen, I see that truth, ethical, moral, theological, can be relative and situational, not always absolute. Truth, not being fact by its very subjective nature, is quite relative, and I see a range of truths and an open set of beliefs. I tend to see life, morality, and truth as finely nuanced, complex, and relative things that generally do not respond well to absolute laws, rules that don't change, or inflexible statements. I believe that truth is relative in the human and moral realms that I live in. Simple answers often don't exist, absolute statements don't always work, and eternal truths are hard to come by. I cannot know and control everything, and I fight to accept this and just be at peace. I accept that most moral and human issues defy absolute answers. I hope you will comment here on these elements of my credo, my basic principles. I encourage you to view and comment on my other writings found on my personal blog site, demarks.blogspot.com.